So next is Chinedu, Brian, Ezeike.
Igbo ekene m no. Alone. Ndị echomi wole ohela kenekwa ndị niile chile echichi nọ n'ebe a na ndị okongu niile. Your Excellency and Mekene. London, hello. So, forgive me if I rush through this. I have been warned many times about timing. So let me just get to it. So recently, we being my wife and I, we started radically Igbo-fying our household. That's what I call it. Thank you. That was a good start already. So we have 3 boys, and what we did is we seized all their electronic devices, all their toys. So we forced them to understand that for them to get anything from us, they have to speak Igbo in sentences, not words, not bianya manka, no, in sentences with correct enunciations. And the interesting thing about that is we know everything that we taught them because we have a book, a lesson book. We review it once in a while, and we make them write stuff in there. And my wife and I do too. But once in a while, they go off script. So very recently, one of my oldest son saw something. Now, we all know that if you see a cockroach, a big cockroach, the first thing you do is you grab a slippers. That is the ultimate weapon of disruption. So he saw one, and then he called, "Daddy, Daddy." So I looked, I was like, what's the problem? He said, "Daddy, Daddy, what tell him slippers, what tell him slippers." So the funny thing for me was he's becoming creative with the language now. I always say that you can't really say that you understand Igbo until you know how to be funny in Igbo or to insult somebody in Igbo. So that's when now you're going beyond the basic understanding. So those are the boys. We live in Atlanta, Georgia. Our house is the last house in the woods, so we are infested with big fat cockroaches. Yes, so the slippers comes in handy. And my wife warned me that I'm not gonna have our kids looking all crazy, so this is a more normal picture. So I tell that story to illustrate that the kids are paying attention, and we have to make content available to them. So I always thought that my entry into the Nigerian market will be a big, bold English production. But once I had kids, that all changed. I knew it was time to start producing Igbo content and making them very real and authentic. So right now, we started producing content about 2015. Right now, we have 2 shows that are doing quite well on the Africa Magic Igbo platform. So it airs primarily in Nigeria and 26 African countries. So the first show is called Ebengoli. Ebengoli is a talk show where we discuss controversial issues that affect Ndi Igbo, and we try to have fun doing it. So let's take a look.
Afam Buzoro, aka Akpaswad, aka Obelo Ojukwu, and ebe no Ebengoli, ebe on akwaku wo.
Oh, basically na. Mana abe na ka na bo love Adam Zero.
Ana asụsụ ahụ ma nza ha afụ, hey, ihe a nne na nna m na fọrọ n'anya etu a. Abụkwu n'ihe ya eme ntufu. Ha wee nwee ike ịmụta mgbaa mgbọrọgwụ n'ime ya.
Ana bụ nwunye mo.
Why not go na go maka na ọkụkọ yiri akwa n'elu akwa kwara akwa dị n'elu akwa. Nne m akwụkwọ ke kwakasin nọ na ke but agbali kwara n'ogo.
Yes, all kwakasin. And the second show is called Onyije, the Traveler. So, thank you. Onyije is a travelogue, so we take people through an epic journey of Igbo land as we discover what various towns have to offer. Let's take a look at that.
Onu mani Igbo anyị si na mberede nyere dike, mana ọkwa mberede ka eji ama dike.
Onye na-afụkwa onye dangerous na-ebute okwute.
ụfọdụ ga-akawa alụ na-ele onye iji maka na ihe anyị ka ga-eweta karịrị nne dịọzenụ ka ndị ka ọ dịbazenụ bọọlụ.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for that. So that said season 2, but we're actually on season 3 now. So we've been going at it for a while, but with all that comes some pain and some gains. It's come at a real cost. We have sacrificed significant amount of money, time, personal safety, and to a large extent, our sanity doing putting this thing. Because on your business na Igbo man easy. Especially, we've been through maybe 56 communities, and we're dealing with the elders, we're dealing with the youth, we're dealing with kings, all kinds of people. But we thank God, that can aganiru. So I just wanted to show you guys a slide. This stats kind of gives you an idea the kind of work we do before we shoot. So we send somebody out to survey the land, make sure everything is going well. So he drives about 3,200 kilometers before we shoot. Walks about 75 hours. Because a lot of those places that you go to, sometimes you park the car and you have to walk sometimes up to 3 hours to get to a waterfall somewhere that nobody even knows where it is. That's why we're Onije. We travel. We go where people don't want to go. And then when we shoot, we drive about 3,000 kilometers. We walk about 60 hours, the whole crew. And every day, we shoot about 8 to 12 days. And we're shooting for 15 days. So every single day, we're traveling to a new town all the way through all the Igbo states. So that right there tells you that we are exposed to a lot of different elements. This is one of them. I can't even explain what happened. Car just veered off the road. That's our car right there, in the ditch. I walked away, my wrist might be broken, I don't know, but I'm alive, and my crew is alive. It's not my time yet. It's not my time. Glory be to God. So I've never shown that publicly. It's very hard for me to watch still. When I was going through this session, I looked at it. That happened in 2015, and I've never watched it since then. I just recorded it on my phone and put it away. So, yeah, that's that. That's the reality of the kind of work we do. Thank you. So many encouraging things have happened since then. We have an active Facebook page. The Onije Facebook page is doing pretty well. Ebengoli as well. People are very vocal as far as their passion and criticism of the kind of work that we're doing. Trust in Igbo now. I got something to say. Akwete, Chimamanda talked about it. So we shot an episode in Akwete showing these ladies still making this clothing and textile in a very traditional fashion. So that is the material I bought the day we shot this in 2015, and that's what I'm wearing right now. I always make a point every Igbo function I go to wear Igbo traditional clothing. And this old man we met in Nemwe, it's a town outside of Enugu. We went there to shoot an episode. He does that by himself in the village. And we were very interested in the work that he does, very encouraging. And so we not only bought the hats, we used this as a gimmick for our other show, Ebengoli. So what we did was just to give the man some business. We bought not just that many, I think it was 20 or 25 hats. So every studio guest that came to Ebengoli got that hat. So in all 13 episodes, you will see our guests with that hat and we talk about his business as well. But that's not it. My wife and I, we have a fashion accessories company called Jidewear. We use West African prints and Nigerian elements to make handbags and jewelry. And that's one of our studio guests. This year, we were approved to be at the Essence Festival in New Orleans. Thank God for that. It's just a small business we started last year, but we've been doing pretty well. So our old papa, his hats are going to be sold in New Orleans this summer.
Oh, that's nice.
And before I get in trouble, let me just say that's my wife there. Oh, yeah. So here's another thing. Many people have been asking us, Onije, you guys go to these different places. How do we go there? There's no infrastructure. There's really no company running programs like that. So we started Onije Tours. Right now, we're talking to some interesting groups, taking people from different places, whether it's US or groups in Nigeria, to these interesting places. And I think Chimamanda talked about that too. Why don't we create a business around these shrines? Well, we're doing it already. So, thank you. We have a lot of work to do. We got children's programming we're working on, animations, feature films, both on the English and the Igbo side, documentaries. A lot of work to do, but we made a point that we're going to start with the Igbo language. We didn't know it would take us 3 years before we ever did an English programming, but we are very proud of that. So I'm about to close. Acknowledgements. You see me here. I'm standing alone, but I have a team behind me. We've put them through a lot. They have suffered just as much as I have suffered. But we've been together since 2015. And, I get very emotional when I look at that because when we pitched our idea to them, they believed in us. And still, till today, they have never left. Through all the sickness, all the accidents, they're still there with us. And really very low pay, but we know what we're doing. And, I'm proud of that group. So that's part of my crew from Onije. Is much bigger than that. There's a couple of our crew. And this is our hosts from Ebengoli, the talk show. And this is the dream team, myself and my business partners, Chijioke Webute, who could not be here. And it will really make me happy if you guys can recognize one of my business partners that came from Nigeria this morning. So these together, three of us, we do all this work, and we're always looking to partner with other people. And, just appreciate you guys for supporting our work. In closing, everybody knows that popular song from Christy Esianiboke. But what I wanted to say was I hope that we understand that we are at a very critical stage in our civilization, in my opinion. There are many families that I've seen that have experienced absolute death of the Igbo language. I'm talking that you come into a family and you see none of their children know how to speak Igbo. To me, that is a cultural tragedy. And to me, it's unacceptable. Many people are content with their kids understanding Igbo. But to me, it's not enough because it's all about transferring the language. For the language to survive, it has to be transferred to the next generation. And you cannot transfer that language if you don't know how to speak it. Thank you very much.